today's project, we're going to install a manual bilge pump, a second manual bilge pump. This one's going to be operatable from the helm in the cockpit well, plumbing down below. It's going to suck our deep bilge dry, hopefully. And you never hope you need it, but if you have it, you probably won't. So I'm going to get started. Kind of laid out where I want it to go, and we got a Whale Gusher Titan. This thing is about the biggest manual bilge pump we could come up with. It does about, on a good day, I think it's rated at 20 to 24 gallons a minute. If you pump 60 strokes a minute, you're going to get about 20 gallons out of it. We do have a deep bilge pump, and we did a video on that one a few months ago. We'll go ahead and link it up above, and if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch that one. This one basically works on the same principle. This one's a bulkhead mount. It mounts through the cockpit well. The handle's going to stick out right here. It comes with a pump, a handle, and a deck plate. So the deck plate will get mounted down here in the cockpit well, along with a winch handle bracket on the steering pedestal. We'll also have this bilge handle sitting here handy just in case. And I guess the biggest idea is that if the S hits the fan, one of us can be steering and pumping while the other one goes down below and figures out what's leaking. So this, the diaphragm, this thing is the gasket that goes inside and mounts kind of like this inside. There's a lid to keep water out. And in addition to that, I got a new bronze through hole fitting that I'm going to mount down here below the hull to deck joint, below the teak. This thing will go out just like the midship big bilge pump did. And I'm going to mount that. I've got to drill a hole through the side of the boat. I got a bunch of these good AWWA stainless steel hose clamps. And these are the ones, the worm gear clamps, they're all stainless. They don't have, I don't know if you can see it, back it up a little bit. These ones aren't penetrated, so they never rust, they don't corrode, they got a good grip. They're AWWA certified hose clamps, 100% stainless steel, they don't rust. Only buy these, don't buy the cheapos. These things are like $2 to $3 a piece, maybe $4. Depending on the size, and the other ones are a hell of a lot cheaper. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I gotta drill a hole through the cockpit well and route some plumbing, and then drill a hole through the side of the boat to mount the bronze fitting. So it's a little bit breezy today, and what you didn't see off camera is that the paper pattern that came with the pump for the drill holes in the center lines blew off into the water. So I fetched it with a boat hook, and now it's basically worthless. So took a piece of paper, traced out the back of the pump, made my own holes, and now I'm going to transfer them to the side here. That's the center. Six holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3.5 inch hole saw for the hole in the deck plate. There you go. 1/4 inch pilot hole in the middle. Here's a neat little trick to catch the dust. Duct tape a Tupperware container up. It'll catch the dust when I punch through with a hole saw. Alright, let's see if it fits. Well, I didn't say it was totally dust-free. Let's see, that one seemed to be pretty close. Alright, so I threw a half hitch around the pump, around the actuator, and right now it's upside down, but I think there's a metal insert. There it is. Alright. Okay. Of course, all these screws are metric. That helps. And they're flathead. I hate flathead screws. So here's where the handle sits. So after much fiddling about, I think I got the holes set where I want them. These 4 holes right here are covered up by the deck plate, and it's gasketed. And these have rubber washers. I put rubber washers on these 2 upper screws. They're not covered by the deck plate, but I might take them off, put bigger washers, and seal them with butyl tape. For now, let's just get the plate on, get the thing mounted so I can get on with plumbing the hoses. And then this thing has a snap cover. This fits on over here. So I gotta pop this thing over the pump neck. So there's the gasket, and that just snaps right on. Cover plate snaps on behind it, and these screws hopefully deck plate fastened. There you go. Handle, pump from the helm. Hopefully it's not too much in the way. It's about as good as it could go with routing the plumbing and everything down below. So, bilge pump mounted. Butyl tape. So we'll give it some time to relax. Trim the butyl tape off when the sun gets on it tomorrow. Let it relax a little bit, and then keep tightening it up. Double hose clamps. Double couple hose clamps at the pump. Plastic plumber straps with holes. So here's another trick from the I'm just making it up DIY library. I took 3 little pieces of stainless steel TIG welding wire and some stainless seizing wire and just made me a little basket go over the end of the pipe. So when I drop it down in the bilge, it won't suck up the oil diapers or anything like that, and it'll keep the larger chunks out of the way. Alright, I got some 90-degree fittings that I'm gonna stick on this thing. That should be about right. Keeps it out of the way of the electric pump. Keeps it off the bottom. Ouch. Okay. I think we're good to go. Alright, so we got the bilge pump installed. It runs down to the deep bilge just in front of the engine. It exits just back here, stern, on starboard side, and manually operated from the helm. Already tested it a couple of times. It pumps out water, actually pretty good. Emptied a 5-gallon bucket on a test in about 20 strokes. So thanks for watching. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, post them down below and we'll answer them.